Welcome to the World of Darkness Rage Across New York venue for the Werewolves. As we open our scene, we are in the middle of the Sept. Um, there seems to be something uh, physically wrong with Blitzkrieg, and he is sitting where he usually sits in the Sept on a set of benches and sort of holding court, as it were, with the various kin and answering questions and, sentencing people to chores and such. When he sees Danica show up.
Danica comes in a little awkwardly, sort of moving with a slight swaying, almost as if maybe she's had just a little too much to drink. And it may or may not be connected to the certain blasting of dubstep that was in the park not too long ago. Either way, as she comes towards Blitzkrieg, who I believe she's seen once before, I think. But either way, I'll just go ahead and do a scent of the true form roll. Uh, do, 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 do.
I thought it automatically worked on other wolves.
It might, I'm just going to do that for sake of roleplay.
Okay.
But she immediately tags on Blitzkrieg as being, someone of the Sept. And as she makes her way to the bench across them, she sort of plops down into it, sending the powdery snow kind of out and away from her in a slight cascade, and she leans forward with a surly smile on her face and just smirks at the gentleman across from her.
He's got a cigarette lit and in his mouth. He's just like, well?
Well, what?
Do you usually show up before you're warden drunk, wherever you're from?
Not intentionally, I can assure you.
What the hell were they serving there that you were capable of getting drunk?
A copious amount of alcohol.
You should change into another form to get rid of this annoying state.
It's not so bad. Besides, it won't be too long before I completely sober up, and unlike some other people, I don't have any duties in the set just yet.
That could be changed. And he smiles.
I've always been looking to be useful. And she kind of reaches off across the path and holds out her hand. Danica.
He nods, he shakes her hand. Blitzkrieg, warden.
Oh. Not what I expected.
I get that a lot.
Fair enough, and she sits back. Oh, so you're enjoying this lovely weather in New York?
Not particularly. Well, it's snowy. I like that part.
I could do without the bitter cold, although I imagine our Wendigo friends are probably enjoying the hell out of this.
As it were, I guess. And he just kind of like looks at her again. So I don't believe we've been formally acquainted. What is your tribe?
Ah, yes. Half Moon Shadow Lord, at your service.
Another goddamn Philodox. Awesome. Please don't tell me you'll be as much problem as the other Philodox I have.
Who, Alicia?
Yes.
Oh, and she just smirks and leans back and chuckles. Oh, that girl.
Yes.
And she is trouble left and right. Written all about her.
I can tell.
Although, I have to say, after conversing with her a few times, I genuinely think that she's not fighting against anything, not defying anything intentionally. I think she's just so damn naive.
Yes. Her naivete is... Ugh. I, I don't wish to speak ill of a member of our sept.
I'm not speaking ill of her. I find it somewhat refreshing that she is progressive. I suppose it's something that we've lacked historically, right?
Yes, I know all about how progressivism is not exactly rewarded in our society.
True, but at the same time, I feel that maybe, well, she could be putting us all at risk without even realizing it.
Well, I've made some contact amongst her erstwhile allies, so hopefully, if they know that we are watching, and she knows that we are watching, they will behave as if someone is watching, and
That's
thus,
my hope. The only one I can say for sure is the one who goes by the name of Jericho or Jack or whatever he calls himself. I do think he is positively scared straight as far as we're concerned.
hmm, that may or may not have been my doing.
Well, perhaps. And she leans forward again. You know, between the way everyone's talking and some of the way he's talking, I'm beginning to formulate an idea of what it is that's they're keeping hidden underneath the skin.
Blitzkrieg kind of looks. You see his eyes go from like lupine to human, like very briefly. It's like a flash. You might almost think of it like maybe you're just that drunk.
It's very possible, and it's also why she's being somewhat free with her tongue at the moment. But she leans forward nonetheless, and she kind of taps her fingers together. I'm sure that you're probably in on the whole thing, aren't you?
I'm in on a lot of it. I'm learning more every day, apparently.
And she's going to look to the left and right to make sure that that the kinfolk have made their ways away. She's actually, if any of them linger, she's going to glare at them just slightly to get them to back off a bit.
Okay.
And then she looks up at Blitzkrieg. So, can you explain to me how a mage and a werewolf are involved? What I can only assume is something that has to do with a cairn.
Well, as far as I've been told by all of my connected people, this cairn or whatever uh, is not a cairn in the sense that we know it, but a mage place of power, and they're apparently somehow different. Although Alicia's initial plan was to try to bring it into more Gaian way, but we advised her that it's probably not the best idea.
What do you think is the potential for things to go really, really bad?
Well, honestly, I'd rather her allegiances not be divided. If she feels loyalty to this other cairn or sept or whatever it is, then she doesn't feel allegiance here, and I will either have to banish her or kill her. I'd really rather not do either. I'm prepared to if that's necessary.
We don't need to be doing any more of that. The worm seems to do a pretty good job of it as is.
Believe me, I know. He's just
I
taking
just...
another really long drag of a cigarette.
She's going to actually pull out her little, uh, like, not sterling, but stainless steel cigarette case, and she's going to pull it out and put it in her mouth, and when she lights it, the distinct scent of clove just wafts through the air.
Those from Canada.
I should actually offer one up to him.
Oh shit! He quickly like butts out the cigarette on his hand. Like, fuck yeah.
And she'll pop the little lighter built into the case for him. Well,
Haven't had one of these in years.
Aren't they great?
He has like this very serene, placid look on his face right now.
You know, if you want, I can get these pretty easily.
Do it. Shit.
And she just kind of smirks and leans back.
So, why do you? And he leans forward, like on his, you know, on his. Basically, he's like leaning on his thighs. But why do
Mm-hmm.
you know so much about little Miss Alicia?
Well, the first night I was here, I was in a bar with the Painted Men, Alicia, and a whole mess of other individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that I hear come out of her mouth is, I know vampires, I speak to them. In the most cheerful manner I've ever heard anyone say that.
Yes, I know of some of her proclivities with such.
So, then this business about the big secret and her conferring with the mage after her friend Jericho let it slip that he knew some things that an outsider shouldn't. And ever since then, I've been talking to them both, just getting information. And after just idle conversation, certain individuals let things slip. And if I can figure it out, others will probably figure it out. And I'm somewhat worried now that those that are a bit more hardlined are going to deal with her, regardless of any decrees that people over their heads might put out.
At that, like, hold on. Oh yes. Okay. At that, you see him smile, and like what looks like flames start to like dance across his shoulders. I very much have a plan for her. I understand that no one knows it, and no one has yet come to me to ask. I'm even willing to share it if I am dealing with alphas. But no, I'm not going to tell every loose-lipped Gauru my plan. And if she has to be the lightning rod for a little bit of, oh, we want to break the rules, fine.
Well, all I know is that, based on what I know, it's not a far leap. It's not even loose justification to accuse her of breaking the litany.
She is breaking the litany, but she's breaking the litany for reasons that I'm very specifically asking her to do. She knows she's breaking the rules. You are a Philodox. Please tell me you have never heard of one instance where breaking one rule to solve a bigger problem has never come in handy.
She sits back and she looks a little bit more stern and far more serious. There is a certain point where rules can be bent, but never broken.
Well, has she told humans about our presence?
No. I'm not worried about the veil. I don't think she would break the veil. I'm not even worried about her not submitting to people of lower station or accepting honorable surrenders. What I am worried about.
He actually raises his hand. She did not accept honorable surrender.
And she just starts to like shake her head, almost as if she doesn't want to hear more. Oh, I really wanted to like that girl. I really did.
Let me. And he takes a really long drag off the clove. Let me be frank, if I may. I am worried about my dear student. I'm very worried about her. And at this point, I'm not sure that if the dogs finally catch her, I'm going to lift a hand to stop them. But I know the law that I was asked to set, and I know the mission I was given. And both of those things require her life. I
My
understand.
sincere hope is that if she does run afoul of anybody within this sept, that it is more of a... Well, I'm sure you've seen the movie Full Metal Jacket, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's more akin to that. A stern, physical
Well,
warning. And that's where it goes, and that's where it ends.
as I've told Alicia to her face, this is a high-risk, high-reward scenario. She knows the consequences of failure. And she knows that as long as that storm thing sits in the sky, we're all at risk. And from everything I've heard and from all progress reports, she is going after it. But I don't know, like, it's apparently moved now.
I haven't been brought up to speed on much of the storm issue, but that also comes to the fact that I'm packless, I think.
He looks. Why are you packless?
Well, I only arrived in the city last month.
Cub?
And no, Cleith, but my activities keep me away from the set more often than I truly like. Activities that actually parallel leashes to a point.
So you're talking to the other supernaturals?
Not that I'm aware of, other than these damn changelings that seem to be everywhere.
Hmm.
I really haven't been able to go to a bar in the last 48 hours without running into them. But no. My father, he is a respected member of our tribe, and he has been involved in the drug trade for as long as I can remember.
He raises an eyebrow.
And through that information, he has been able to ascertain a lot more information than I think anyone ever thought possible.
Is your father Garu?
Yes.
And he's okay with selling worm poison?
He dabbles in things that others might find unsavory. And through it, he has brought information to the Sept that was vital in the protection of kin and even humans alike. There's certain...
Oh, sorry.
She kind of just sits back with a smirk. There are certain camps within the tribes that dabble in things that others might find uncouth.
Are you one of them?
Not in the exact same manner he is, no. But I know there are plenty of those that don't approve of my particular camp.
So what is your particular camp, if you don't mind me asking so bluntly?
Well, I can tell you some of the benefits of my camp include me being able to not have to be in a well-lit room to find my way around.
He has no idea what that means.
She just kind of taps...
He knows that means, like, see in the dark, but he doesn't know what camp that would register in.
Yeah. She just kind of taps the side of her head near her ear. There are certain totems out there that have only recently been brought back into the grace of Gaia.
Oh, Lord. And he just kind of, like, looks down for a second. I thought we exterminated Bat. Okay, well. Bygones, bygones. And he just kind of looks over. So what's your story? Are you here to beg for sanction to kill Alicia, or what?
Me? No, I was actually on my way home, and she points over at Millionaire Mile on the east side of the Sept. I live over in that direction.
Hmm.
Just happened to come across you.
I believe we share a condition that needs to be remedied.
And what condition is that, pray tell? She says as she takes a very long drag off of her cigarette.
Hacklessness, silly cub. And he smiles.
She just kind of flashes him a defiant, or like a smug, defiant eye at the mention of cub. When she's mentioned that she has been a Cleith, but she does it in a
Oh
playful
yeah, no, he's fucking with her.
I know, so she's just gonna give it a look back of a playful look. Fair enough. Although I don't think two make a pack.
No, unfortunately. We will have to find a third at some point. But, for the purposes of our exercise, you're it for now, until I find someone equally good, and then we'll see if we need to add them in. Need to be
I do believe the only cub that I found with any merit as of recently joined a different pack.
That's fine. That's fine. If there are no cubs to be had, then we'll find another solution.
And she just kind of sits back for a moment,
Yeah.
pausing, if you will.
Yeah, he takes another drag of the cigarette, goes to find his coffee, which is now probably cold.
Now, it's at that point that, and they find walking straight up to them a woman with purpose in her eyes. She's beautiful, but a little bit severe. Her blonde hair rolled up tightly into a bun, the top of her head, and she seems to be dressed up a little bit. She's been walking quite a bit, you can tell, because every once in a while those steps aren't exactly even on those very high heels. She has a massive fur coat on. That's not too strange. It is really cold this night, and she heads directly for Blitzkrieg. Well, you looked exactly like your picture. She speaks in very crisp tones.
Excuse you?
I had thought that somebody would come to meet me at the airport, but clearly you took very extreme security measures.
He looks at Danica as if, like... It's like,
Danica holds up both arms. This has got nothing to do with me, Blitz.
Oh, at that body language. See the whites around her eyes a little bit.
pardon me, ma'am? What?
Mr. Stewart.
He immediately perks up at the mention of his actual name. Yes?
I would ask you to check your cell phone. I would ask you to check your emails.
Oh, God. Weaver tech. Got me touching Weaver stuff. He starts to look at his cell phone. What
I
is
would
this?
ask you to check anything sent to you from Randolph Stewart.
Any narrow, like, his eyes go narrow, and she can definitely see, like, the wolf, like, the eyes go super canine really quick at the mention of that name. He has... Christ. And he seems to be reading it. Son of a bitch! And he just crushes the phone. Just snap!
You haven't even arranged a witness, have you?
What?
I was told you need a witness for New York City.
I was not informed that such a thing could still even happen within our society.
Oh, weren't you?
No, and he actually like puts up the like screen bits of the broken phone, and you can see like the message where it says just read.
Consider yourself informed.
And you see like calms down, his eyes go back to normal.
She's mad. She's almost shaking, and it's not from the cold.
He's wait, I'm sorry. My apologies, Miss. Any? Oh,
My name is Bettina. Bettina Schwarting.
Miss Bettina, Miss Schwarting. I apologize. I did not know that my father would do such a thing. I would gladly. And you see him like take a minute and like really sort of sit back. Like he's looking at her. And I mean, obviously, he's like smelling the pure breed coming off of her in waves.
It's a delicious pure breed 5 there.
And he's just like, I assume that you're from the Black Forest then? I only got about halfway through the message before the phone required crushing.
Yes, I saw that.
He's occasionally impossible, my old man. I apologize for my rudeness.
Will I see you there tomorrow?
Of course. And I will have a witness as well.
All right, I've been told to arrive early as the lines get long.
He kind of takes a big gulp. Well, and he looks over at Danica. Guess you're it.
She's literally sitting there like with a shit-eating grin on her face, trying to keep a chuckle in her throat.
Yeah. I guess you're a witness, packmate. And he smiles.
I guess so. Line for what? Is she here to get the new Jordans or something?
Please don't joke. And he's like looking at Bettina. Please.
She is clutching on to her tiny little suitcase at this point for dear life. You can see her knuckles going bright red and then white.
Wait.
I think you have some explaining to do to your witness. I'm off to the shops to see if anything is open. I had intended to wear this dress today to it, but my long walk and extensive rides have ruined it.
Miss Bettina, right?
Miss Schwarting to you.
Okay, Miss Schwarting. You might not want to walk around in this weather, you know. It's probably tearing yourself up.
I would.
If you need a cab, I can call you one.
I'll call my own cab. I'll be just fine.
Miss Schwarting. Bettina, I offer you lodgings at my own home with all of the modesty required of your station. And he's kind of looking at her. She can tell I'm not even going to make you like make a roll. He's 100% serious. Like he looks as if he's accepted something, and you're just like, yeah, you could really tell.
Okay, and at this gesture, you see that the creases between her brows soften a little bit, and she looks off to the side, away from you guys, not making eye contact, like she's trying to think. Her lips are no longer pursed. Okay. Okay. Yes, thank you. That would be very appreciated. I would like to Skype with my family to let them know I arrived safely before I go to bed.
Excellent. I assume you have. I have laptop of my own, thanks to Glasspaw. Do you have other equipment that you require?
Well, I only brought my phone because I was told that there would be no need for me to bring anything else.
It is fine. It is fine. I will have everything you require. If I will have most of it by tonight, and I will have the rest by tomorrow.
Actually, Blitz, if she wants, she can use my apartment until you get yours set up. I've pretty much been set up there for the last month. And it's literally right over there. She doesn't have to walk through 8 inches of snow.
He looks at Bettina as if seeking a certain amount of approval or disapproval at the notion.
Would Bettina be able to smell that Danica is intoxicated?
I guess if it's been a little while, she probably smells more like clove at the moment than anything else.
Bettina,
Plus,
what's your
having
option?
a conversation with Blitzkrieg is sobering.
Okay. She's been softened up a little bit by Blitzkrieg's offer, and she wants to start building that bridge. So she carefully says, "Thank you for the offer, but I would like to begin meeting my future husband."
And he kind of looks over at Danica with a mixture of horror on his face and like this, like, if you fucking laugh, I will murder you dead look in his eyes.
What do you have to make a self-control roll as a werewolf?
Willpower.
Oh, shit. What is her willpower?
I hope more than like 3.
It's fine. It's 7. Yeah,
God.
her lips at the corner of her mouth twitch ever so slightly as her eyes narrow just a bit. And that's really where it goes and where it ends.
Excellent, then. I will set the arrangements, my dear. And he like offers her a hand, and well, he points toward the direction they would go, and then offers her a hand.
Okay. She takes his hand and says, "Yes, thank you. To be honest, I'm exhausted from the flight. I can't sleep on those things at all."
Well, I will make sure that your bed is extra comfortable.
Thank you. Thank you. And she starts to walk off like, "Are you coming with me?"
Yeah, no, oh yeah, he definitely is walking with her, and he realizes that he has to go get a new cell phone. But yes, he's following her.
Okay. So off they trot, back to Blitzkrieg's.
Okay. And right there, we can end that scene.